So can you build a TV lift cabinet for less than $300? Well, that's what we're going to find out. We've already bought the materials and we're going to use hardwood flooring for the outside of the cabinet. The great thing about using this stuff is it comes in a million different colors, different tones, different wood types. It's really easy to work with and it's actually pretty cheap. For the mechanism, we're going to use a FIRGELLI Automation's TV lift because it comes with two different types of lid mechanisms. You can either use a flip back lid or a lid that slides up and down with the cabinet. This mechanism comes with both of the brackets you need to be able to do that. It's very easy to operate, super quiet. It can lift TVs up to probably 90 inches and you can fix this to the base of a cabinet or you can use these holes to fix it to the back of a cabinet. And it comes with two controllers, a wired remote or a wireless remote. It's universal, fits with any TV, it's very easy to use. Okay, let's start by building the cabinet. Okay, so here's a materials list. We bought 7 2x4s, they're like $3 or $4 each, 2 4x8s, and for the flip back lid style cabinet we're gonna make, we use a piano hinge. These are $8 from Home Depot. And then some hardwood flooring. Now, hardwood flooring is where you can blow your budget because this could be anything from a couple of $100 a pack to $60 a pack. This stuff is the vinyl flooring because what we're gonna do is we're gonna put our TV lift cabinet outside and see how it holds up to the weather. And first thing you wanna do is first you need to build the frame for the TV lift cabinet. That's the most important part. That's where the TV lift mechanism sits inside and the TV as well sits inside there. And then it's the outside of that frame where we put on the finishing material, and it doesn't have to be hardwood flooring. It can actually be anything you want it to be. To make it easy, this stuff is so easy to cut and use. That's why we're going to use this, and it's also pretty cheap. So let's start building the TV lift cabinet frame. Okay, so we've nearly got the frame completed and it's really just nothing more than a couple of 2x4s. And the size of the cabinet we are making here is for a 50-inch TV, so it's not a big TV. And so the cabinet is actually going to be quite small. Whatever size cabinet you make is really dependent on the size of the TV you want it, or how big you want the cabinet to actually be. So this is quite small, it's almost done. And we'll add an extra couple of 2x4s in the back here to, so that then we can actually screw the back of the TV lift mechanism onto the back here and onto the base. And then we'll make a lid, 2 different types of lids. We're gonna make a flip back lid and one that goes up and down with the TV. And then we'll add all the exterior hardwood flooring, and it's really going to be that simple. Okay, now we have the cabinet frame done with the flip back lid using the piano hinge. And it's very simple, it's just another piece and that fits on the top, and we'll show you it in action. That's how simple it is. And as you can see, it uses this roller feature that fits on the top of the TV lift mechanism, and that slides it back, but doesn't slide it back far enough so that the lid falls backwards. It's just at a couple of degrees. And the next one to add will be the one where the cabinet lid lifts up with the lift mechanism itself. And we'll do that next, but I just wanted to show you exactly how this rollback feature works. It's very simple, it's very easy to install, and only adds an extra 1.5 inches to the top of the mechanism, as you can see here. And we'll install the TV next so you can just see exactly how that works. So you can see it's rolling, makes it nice and smooth as it closes down. And the good thing with this feature, if your hand is in the way, it doesn't really matter, nothing's going to hurt, right? Because it just flips back and forth. And it's also a very easy way to gain access to the mechanism in the TV if there was a power cut or something like that. So this is a good solution. The downside is if somebody leaves something on the top and then it's just simply going to fall off as soon as it hits it, right? So that's the downside. Something else we need to show you is you can install the TV lift mechanism anywhere you want, height-wise. We can put some blocks underneath it to make it lift higher. So as you can see here, when the TV lift goes down, it still keeps going further down, and that's because we made this cabinet taller to be able to accommodate the bracket we want to put on for lifting the lid with the lift all at the same time. But if we wanted, we could put some blocks underneath there and bring it up to probably say this height, and that could be the 0 starting point, and that gives us more lift and we could use a bigger TV. But for now, this is fine, and now we'll put the next bracket on the top and show you how that works. Okay, so just for fun, we added the TV to the frame so you can see exactly how it works and how it looks all in proportion with the TV. We made this cabinet to fit specifically for this 50-inch Samsung TV, and that's why it's kind of a smaller cabinet, but it gives you an idea of how it all works. The thing you'll find is that you cannot see the roller top feature or the TV lift mechanism from the viewing angle when you're watching the TV. It's all hidden away. And you'll also notice that the TV lifts higher than is required. And that's because if you want to use a bigger TV, the bigger TV will actually be taller. And you can get different size lifts as well. This is actually the medium size lift for TVs around 40 to 60 inch. And next thing we're going to do is we're going to add the fixed top feature so that when it lifts, the lid lifts with it. And that's great in case you want to have some flowers on the top or something like that. And then we'll start adding the hardwood flooring around the outside and to the top to make it look pretty, because that's what it's missing right now. It just looks like a frame, but this is the basics of what the system looks like. Something else we should point out also is this is where you're going to hide all your stuff. So this is where the control box is hidden away for the lift mechanism. There's also a wired controller in case you lose the remote or the battery runs out or something, and you can just gain access to that from lifting the lid up. And you could probably mount that inside here if you wanted, or just leave it hanging loose down below here out of the way. Okay, now what we've done is we've added this fixed top bracket, which then when this is screwed on, and you'll notice the slots here, so this can slide up or down depending on how high you want it to be. And then you just slide this on here, and with the screws that come with it, screw this in. And this TV lift also comes with this little spirit level that you can add to the top to adjust it to make sure it's perfectly level. And in fact, this also fits onto here to make sure this is level too. It's kind of a nice to have this. And then what you do with this is you would screw the top onto here and adjust the height so that when the lift is closed, it pops in perfectly to into the right height, perfectly into place. So that's what we're going to do now. We'll add the TV, we'll add the top, and we'll adjust it so that it sits perfectly onto here when the lift is all the way down. Okay, so we've now added the bracket, we've added the TV, and as you can see, I've adjusted the height of this so that when the TV lift is all the way down, it sits flush with the top of the cabinet frame. Now it's ready, there you go, and now you see it's perfectly flush. Now it's ready for us to add the lid to it and see how that goes. And we'll give you a closer look here to see exactly what that looks like. Okay, so there you have it. The frame is now done for the cabinet using the fixed lid. And as you can see, the benefit of a fixed lid is that things don't fall off when the TV is lifting out of the cabinet. If it was a flip back lid, this would have just fallen over backwards and could have been quite disastrous. Now, you'll also notice there's quite a bit of space at the top here left over, and when it's lifted all the way, there's quite a bit of space at the bottom. That allows us to use a much bigger TV for this size stroke lift. This is quite a small TV, it's only 50-inch, but this stroke would easily accommodate a 75-inch TV. One of the downsides of using a fixed lid is that if you were to put your hand, or a child was to put their hand in the cabinet, when it's closing, that could get painful. Although the lifts do come with a built-in shut-off sensor, but another option is to install magnets on the inside of the cabinet lid, because the bracket is already metal, so it would stick to it no problem. And that way, when it's coming down, the magnets would just pop off, and that would be a great solution. So the next thing we're going to do now is start adding the drywall into the outside to make this thing look pretty, and see if we can still make a cabinet for less than $300. That is the goal. Can we do it? Let's find out.